Decent modern retro? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as I've taken the plunge and I've bought a modern personal stereo. So this is the Maxell MXCP-P100. And currently it's only available in Japan, but I managed to find one on eBay. It cost me about £111, although I notice it's gone up since then and is now out of stock from the seller I bought this from. But it does seem to vary quite wildly how much these go for. But what really struck me is it sort of looked as if it had a little bit of quality to it. It's Maxell as well. I've got a soft spot for Maxell. As a child, I bought a lot of Maxell cassettes, all different types, from the very cheapest ones to the quite high-end ones, and I've always found them very, very good, very reliable. So yeah, I just thought, well, maybe maybe the quality's carried over into a modern device. So quick look at it. It's got Bluetooth, headphone, USB-C for charging, volume control, and what's quite cool, I mean the lid's a bit sort of clunky. It is a tennis-in deck, no surprises there, but I quite like the way you can sort of see some of the gears there, and you can see them moving as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, let's rewind a little bit and actually see what you get in the box. So I was first made aware of this from an article on my newsfeed from Tech Radar, and having a look at it, I thought, yeah, this sort of it might be worth a look. It has got a metal flywheel. We will tear the unit down in the fullness of time to check that it has actually got a metal flywheel, and also what it's like to repair. Because it has got a rechargeable battery and it's sealed, so yeah, at some point that'll have to be replaced, no doubt. So opening the box, it's all in Japanese, of course, very little English on there, but I have translated the manual, so it's quite tricky to get out. So you get the instruction manual, which, like I say, is all in Japanese. But it is pretty comprehensive. Then you've got the unit itself. You also get a USB-C charging lead. So yeah, and that's it. That's all you get. Now it is literally just a cassette player. Obviously no record. There's no noise reduction, of course. It reckons the battery life, Tech Radar saying sort of 9 hours up to, but I think you know, I'll probably take that with a bit of a pinch of salt, but yeah, I'd be happy if it gets anywhere near there. Looks like there's a hole there. Maybe that's speed adjustment, or maybe it's a reset, but I would say it's probably speed adjustment. So, but again, we'll take this apart. It could be quite interesting because you have to take the lid off by the looks to get to the screws. But yeah, we'll see what it's like to repair, and yeah, so let's give it a test. Okay, so I do find the lid a little bit fiddly to open. It feels a bit flimsy. The rest of it feels really nice, to be honest. So it's got this nice sort of textured back to it, and a half decent belt clip, which looks like it should turn, but it doesn't. I don't know whether it comes off. But yeah, it's sort of quite nice. Buttons are quite good. It has got a rewind on it. I will say, when I first tried it, it did seem a little bit clunky, the mechanism, but that soon settled down. It's like I had to sort of just initially bed in after its journey from Japan. And it did come direct from Japan as well, so that was quite cool. But yeah, I mean, I used it for a couple of hours the other night, and I found it actually pretty good. I'll say that there is hiss there, but once you're playing the cassette, it's really not bad at all, considering it's got no noise reduction at all, and it's probably fairly basic. So let's do some comparisons with, at the time of recording, 23-year-old Sony. So this is it is a Sony Walkman. It's a WM-GX221, and but this is a bit different insofar as I have done a video on this, getting this going. It's got speakers built in. It's got an AM/FM radio, and it can record as well. And it's also got like a half speed recording capability for dictation. So it really is a catch-all for cassette use. Yeah, so we'll do some comparisons. Obviously this doesn't have, I'll say obviously, but this doesn't have any Dolby noise reduction on it either. Okay, so let's give it a try. So tape types, it does specify that you can only use type 1 normal position, so no chrome, no metal, type 2, type 4. So yeah, that's a bit of a drawback, which I think is the same with the Sony, to be honest. Did also try out the Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth version 5.4, gives a range, a specified range of 10 meters, and I did give it a try, and it does actually work really, really well. I actually connected it to the TV and played it through the soundbar, and its results were really good. It wasn't choppy at all. I could go a fair old distance, and it stayed reliable. So yeah, Bluetooth's actually really good on it. Looking at the Bluetooth standards, actually using Advanced Audio Distribution Profile, or A2DP, and that is actually compressed, or it's sent in a compressed format and then decoded by the Bluetooth receiver. So you could argue it's compromised, but then it's a tape deck, so is that a bad thing? But I found the performance to be very, very good, so I don't know. Be interested in your thoughts on that one. So let's just check charging. So I'm charging this from a laptop charger. Just see what it comes out at. So just shy of 5 volts. It's drawing about an amp. So yeah, that's what I'd expect, to be honest. Not sure how long it will take to charge. We'll have a look at the instructions. It should quote the time there. But like I say, the runtime is quoted at about, well, up to 9 hours, which is very useful. So the headphone level is actually quite impressive. Goes very loud. It's probably one of the loudest personal stereos, Walkmans, that I have, and I have a few. So yeah, and I wonder if maybe that's why it's Japanese market only at the moment. I think probably if it was released in Europe anyway, I would have to have some sort of level control on the output. But yeah, in my mind, it's great. It's great to be able to crank it up, especially if the tape itself has a slightly lower volume. So yeah, really quite impressed. You can actually take that last statement back, because if you listen to the Sony, I mean, that's saturating. So loud. So yeah, but still very, very worthy. It's got good sound output, and the quality is really quite acceptable. No noticeable, well, there's no motor noise at all, and you know, there's very little hiss. Once it's playing, once there's music there, there's very little hiss. So let's try a retro cassette, Dolby. Dolby system 1983, so I have to say, the stereo field on this is very good as well. You've got really good stereo separation, feels very natural, very engaging, to be honest. The reproduction is good. So yeah, it's obviously got a half decent audio head in there for what it's worth. So yeah, it's probably about the best you can probably get today in a sort of this sort of form factor. The playback's quite bright, which you'd expect, because obviously the top end is going to be there's going to be more emphasis because of the Dolby. But yeah, very listenable. It's not too much. Obviously you haven't got tone controls on it, which I think possibly would have been nice to have at least something so you could turn down the treble maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's fine. You know, there's no problem with this at all. Just out of interest, what happens if you plug it into a laptop? The manual says nothing should happen, but let's just see. Yeah, nothing at all. Let's just try pressing play in case. So obviously it's not powered. But yeah, no, nothing at all. It is literally just to charge. So there is an LED on the side as well. Goes blue, blinks blue for Bluetooth pairing, solid blue once it's using Bluetooth. Battery life is given as about 7 hours maximum using Bluetooth, so 9 hours just using headphones. But it also shows charging, and just about make out the red light there maybe. And I assume it'll go red when the battery's going low as well. Maybe blinks red. I haven't got that far yet. Interested to find out, to be honest. So let's check the way on Flutter. So, and then click Start. Gosh, that isn't bad on speed, to be fair. It's ever so slightly fast. Whoop, let's just put it to 3. And well, Flutter isn't terrible. It's below 0.4. It's averaging about 0.2. 0.1%. Sorry, 1%. So yeah, it's 0.2, 0.3. Seems to fluctuate a little bit more sometimes, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Very pleased with that actually. So yeah, that's brilliant. Let's turn the level up a bit. Yeah, it does seem a little bit all over the place at times, but it's actually really good. It's ever so slightly fast. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so let's crack on. So a couple of other things. Obviously it's got fast forward and rewind, so like so. But if I press rewind, no auto stop. And if we just wind that a little bit, see what the actual auto stop is like on it. Not too bad, it's quite smooth. So let's take it apart. So this is a bit I've slightly been dreading, to be honest, because I don't want to wreck it. But there's every chance I will. There's not really any guides or anything yet anyway for repairing this. But you're going to want to repair it because at some point that battery's going to play up and you're going to want to change that if nothing else. Also in the fullness of time the belt, but I think the battery will go much sooner. So there's 4 screws, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. So obviously the lid has to come off, but it's quite difficult to show, but they're actually on captive, like there's a gap in the hinge for it to, the door to move, and then pins coming out from the chassis each way. Now this one is quite reinforced. This one is much thinner. So I'm thinking I need to remove the spring. So the spring just looks as if it's just sat in there. So I should just be able to lift that out. Like so. And then I should then be able to just unclip it, unclip the door. That's free. There we go. It had actually come free, but it wasn't quite plain ball. There we go. And then slide it this way. Will it come off? See, it's come off the peg. Easier said than done. Just wonder if it needs to be closed to slide, or nearly closed. Slide enough to get it out. Oh, okay. Right, okay, so yeah, it's obviously in the technique just sort of turning it this way slightly to unhook it from the hinge, and then the stopper. So there's the hinge and the other stopper, the other guide. So I suppose it wouldn't be the end of the world if you did break one, but obviously, yeah, it was these I was sort of most worried about. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's really the best way to do it, just because of the strengthening here, which also gets in the way. This makes it just that little bit more difficult to get this side off first. But yeah, that wasn't too traumatic. Could be interesting putting it back together. Okay, so I've cracked out the iFixit kit, Phillips 0 bit that I'm using. So, close look at the mechanism before we take the back off. Let's see the stereo head there, and pinch roller. And obviously there's an option for an auto reverse. Obviously not being used in this case. But yeah, you can see the cable there, so there's no sort of ribbon or anything. So yeah, let's take the back off. I assume that's what we do next. Yeah, so a couple of locating tabs there at the front, and there we have it. So it's 14650 3.7 volt battery, and we do indeed have a metal flywheel, 2 belts. So yeah, that's actually really cool. The battery looks to be specialized battery, so it's on a connector. Not really a biggie. I mean, there's some electronics in there, so it is actually a specific battery. I'm sure you could actually buy one of these, and looks as if there's actually a screw there. Oh, you can actually drop out the whole lot. So there's screws there. More than likely there'll be one under here somewhere, under this panel maybe, and then one at the front there if you wanted to take the whole lot out. Okay, so I've unplugged the battery. It's actually quite difficult because these cables here that are actually going to the motor really tight up against the socket, and the black cable is actually trapped under the plug there. See, it's a very sort of tight fit. It should sit properly, but yeah, not terribly impressed with that, just how that's been routed. But yeah, there's no actual damage on them from what I can see, not yet anyway. So yeah, and that hole in the bottom, that is for the speed control, so that's worth noting. It looks like this is actually the deck, the audio and, well, motor controller anyway. Possibly. I'll have a look at the chips. We'll have a look. And then underneath seems to be more sort of Bluetooth. Yeah, so there's actually a proper ribbon cable into sockets. That's really cool. Yeah, so this is all audio. Here you can see where the audio head connects to the PCB. There's another screw under there as well. Oh yeah, for the tape deck. So the tape deck's mounted there, one under there, and then screw there if you wanted to take that out. It's a nice compact deck, to be fair. It's fine. Plasticky, but it's fine. And yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with it, to be fair. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, I'll whip these belts off. We'll just measure those, and then so you know what belts to buy in the future when they do fail. And we'll just have a look and just see. It's that chip in particular I'm interested in, and we'll have a look at that one underneath there as well to see what those are. Well, I'm not really much wiser. That chip there is it's a 4580, and that is an audio amplifier chip. The other chip is an AS2 4 BP2B600, and I can't find anything at all on it, but it does seem to be like the brains of the device. So that's like well, you can see there's a crystal there. So that's controlling everything, like turning on the Bluetooth, motor control, looks to be controlling even volume, I think. So yeah, I'm just looking at the ribbon. Yeah, it does actually have what all of those pins do. So overall, it's not bad at all. Could be far worse. So I'm relatively happy with the quality of it. Certainly not a Sony, that's for sure, or most other really devices of the time, but they're getting so old now. I would be very pleased to be using this instead of an older unit. But if I had the choice, I still would use an older unit, just because it's the experience as much as the actual. They tend to work really well when they're serviced and the belts changed and all the rest of it. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look at these belts. So the belts, dead easy to change. One is slightly smaller than the other. This is 32mm diameter, and this is 35mm diameter. The 32mm diameter one goes from the motor to the flywheel, and then the 35 goes from underneath the flywheel to the idler gear. Oh, that is on. Felt like it was just floating about into oblivion, but no, it is actually going on. I actually got it on the first time, just felt wrong. So let's make sure the belt is running true, which it is, and then it should sort itself out. Yeah, it has. So they're both they're both done. So let's put the battery back on. This I don't like. This is horrible. But anyway. Push that in. Long tiger. Interesting. Yeah, so just thought I'd look it up actually, and yeah, it is. It's got an extra protection circuitry built into it, and you can actually buy it with a connector on, although the ones I've seen so far are not the right ones. And you've obviously got a sense there as well to basically tell the charging circuit to turn off charging if it overheats, gets too warm. So that's pretty cool. That's a really good attention to detail there on the safety side of it. But yeah, cost-wise, £11.50 time of recording, so they're not expensive. So now the fun part, getting it back together. So we should be able to press play. It's very quiet. Really is quite refined considering what it actually is and when it's been made. So yeah, let's put the back on. So we've got the two lugs at the front there, clip in. And oh, one thing, the speed adjustment is just a small flat blade screwdriver. So yeah, if it fits through the hole, it should locate quite nicely into the adjustment there for the speed control. That's it. So that's back on, and then screws. Okay, so now the fun bit, getting the door back on. So the spring's still located, which is good. So put it in at an angle, tip it back, and it should hopefully, yeah, that was actually fairly painless. Now just make sure that spring is out the way. Oh, well, that worked. So I actually pushed the screwdriver into from the back, put this relatively flat, because you probably didn't see any of that, relatively flat or parallel to the actual body, and then push the screwdriver in just to start it onto the hinges, the hinge and the stay, because they're the same length, and then just pull the screwdriver out, pressing gently, and it clicked into place. So just got to get the spring back in. That slots it in like so. Very difficult to show, but yeah, it just slots in. There's a little bar that goes across. This is an opening, but there's a plastic bar that goes across, and that part of the spring goes over that bar. Right, so I've got the spring back on. Just had a bit of a battle with it because it became unhooked from the actual hinge, and the only way really you can get that back in is to remove the door. So yeah, so I've now removed the door 3 or 4 times, and it survived, so that's good. How I did it in the end, because I don't know what I'd done, is I actually hooked the spring back in, then put it into here, and then with the screwdriver just at the back, just to push the hinge. So push this hinge out from the back. Slid it on again, got it fairly sort of parallel, so it was, both edges were parallel with each other. Took the screwdriver out while gently pressing, and it just clips into place. So it's not as bad as it could be, but yeah, so there we go. Took it apart, had a look, put it back together. It still works, I hope. So I'm going to put a cassette in it and plug in some headphones, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So thank heavens it's working fine. So my thoughts on it. I'm really pretty pleased with this. Like I say, it cost me £111. Was it worth it? Probably, to be fair. I mean, I'm very pleased with the overall build quality for a modern device as well. It's really nice. It's nice to touch, nice to use. I love the texturing, and the belt clip seems pretty strong. Great with the Bluetooth, seems to work well and reliably. I've used it all over the house, and it's kept its connection, never dropped out. And obviously you've got the USB-C charging, which you use any old charger. Seems absolutely fine, and with that extra protection on the battery as well, it just means that, you know, it's gonna keep it safe, and hopefully keep that battery lasting for a good long time. I wish it was a bit easier to change, would have been nice, but it's simple enough to do. Belt's simple enough to do. It has got that metal flywheel. Head is okay. The audio head is pretty okay for a modern deck. At the end of the day, it's personal stereo. You can't expect too much. But for what it does it really, really well. So yeah, and I'm going to be using this a lot. I'm not going to retire the Sony, because I do use that, especially with the speakers. It's quite handy when I'm doing the washing up. But yeah, so with that, I hope you enjoyed this one. Something quite different, and I just really pleased with this. I've seen reviews of some of the other sort of more bespoke branded decks, and haven't been totally impressed. But when I saw Maxell was going to bring one out, I thought, well, you know, if they're going to sort of follow on from their reputation with this, it's probably going to be pretty good, and it is. So yeah, repairability wise, what would I give it? Probably a 7 out of 10, because it is pretty easy to work on, but it does have that modern thing of, you know, you've got to take it apart. With that, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe would be great as well, and let me know if you want me to review maybe some of the other sort of modern decks. It's something I might do in the future, and you know, we'll also strip those down and see what they're built like. So yeah, bye for now.